Snack, so 2-on-1. Flamey, oh, I thought he was about to push forward. Could have caught Snacks while he was falling, but Snacks finishing it off. 2 in a row, but a very tense round for VP, keeping only 2 alive there.
Yeah, that was very close. Now, being in the vents, obviously the crucial position on the map there. I think Flamey needed to make sure that he ran some sort of interference for our player running the bomb to the site with very low HP. Now, even though he got on the site, the only point of contention that there could have been since he smoked CT off was upper, and because he just kind of sat on the site, that left our player in a lot of danger. So that was, in my opinion, a little bit of a misstep. It would have been a hard duel to win, but even if he could have absorbed some of the damage, then maybe the bomb could have gone down, and it would have been a whole different story. Glock save out for Na'Vi for the most part.
So we'll see Snacks up in those vents. Kind of a 2-1-2 setup right now. Geared towards the middle, and oh my gosh, they've turned on the blender.
The blender, yeah. You just feel it, and it's usually like a round like this that can really allude to that. But more so the fact that Virtus.Pro have got a security blanket and the amount of money they have per player, enough for armor and another rebuy. Now, it is going to be a better buy, however, for Na'Vi, and so,
interesting.
Yeah, an important round for them, and one of the easier rounds they'll have to steal back the momentum. If they lose this, they're going to be saving. Virtus.Pro will equalize, and they'll be on CT.
The scout's what worries me the most, but Pasha through the wall there. Some damage exchange, but he wins out on that for sure. Another attempt here from Guardian. Brought down to 37 there from Pasha. A couple people up on the boost as well. Snacks gonna bring that down again. Oh, he's actually, no, that's Pasha out on the shed. Snacks, I think, from Vent? No, Sandbags, that's where he is. Still in another battle, and Edward will win that one. 3-on-2 though. Now 2-on-2 as Taz is gonna push forward, and he'll fall to Edward. I don't know about having to go for that. They have the man advantage, just fall off to that headshot box.
Yeah, that might have been a rash decision, as they did have that. Now, you could have caught Edward reloading, and that's the opportunity he wanted to go for, but at this moment, certainly regrets it. Edward looking to push through CT.
And once again, a very close
could be
round.
play of the century. Oh!
Neo landing that shot from behind. Only had a few milliseconds to actually hit it before Guardian disappeared.
He doesn't know where Edward is, and therefore doesn't know where the bomb is.
Edward does have it, and he's got a 3K. If he has to get this, this will turn into an ace for him. He's going to see a player up there. Bialy bringing him down with a quick one-tap. And, well, that was the first rifle, but they took a P90 and a scout into that, and were still able to prevail.
Yeah.
So really building up that money on CT side now.
You know what's really interesting about that round? That was a full buyout for both teams. Bialy is now their B anchor when he has played A for a long time.
Yeah, it's been Neo at B all the time.
Exactly. And so, you know, opting to go A in that situation was maybe the wrong decision based on what he assumed was Virtus.Pro's setup on the map. Right?
Yeah. I mean, some tough results on this map for VP, just trying to change it up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, disgusting nade. Pulls out the equalizer on the team.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of damage. Taz with a pop flash again, trying to stop them. He sees grenades coming out of that. He wants to slow them down, and indeed he does. Molotov's going out, but not quite all the way into quad. Now one, going to force Bialy out. Taz up on his catwalk, going to find just the one. Bialy gets the other. He's still back here, still fighting. Another kill for him. Pasha finds one as well, and another. 10-10 tied up, and the money for VP. It's fantastic, losing only one person on that round.
Economy's booming in Poland at the moment, and yeah, that's all they really need to keep going. It's going to be an uphill battle for Na'Vi at this point. They could win one round, they could win 2 rounds, but VP will still be able to buy. You know, that is their biggest enemy, and even though it's only been 1 rifle round, Virtus.Pro only need 5 to match point.
I think Taz will earn himself the AK, as they were dropping each other guns there in CT spawn for quite a while. So he's got that going
I'd say if
for
they
him.
don't win this round, like it's going to be
for Na'Vi,
an insurmountable amount of rounds that they have to come back from to win. And man, you just look back at that last moment defuse on the pistol.
Yeah, that was crazy. Even I was confused of what exactly was happening there. This is a pretty healthy round, though, for Na'Vi. Got a lot of utility nades, everyone with armor and those AKs. Not an op on the map right now.
It's the kind of situation where both teams put their hands in the air like,
yeah. So, oh, Bialy going to strike first. Flamey trying to go for that quick peek, but it wasn't really like supported anywhere else. And Bialy from Forklift now finds one from A main. Taz going to strike with that AK. It's only Guardian so far on the board and quickly brought down after the fact. Edward getting one of his own. Bialy now with that Tech 9 using the terrorist weaponry against them, and Snacks will find it.
Yeah.
That's 11-10, and that is every single round so far in the second half in favor of Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, and it's no surprise that Virtus.Pro are able to pull it off on the CT side. Again, that pistol was so important, but Na'Vi have had a couple of chances at this point to prove themselves on a rifle. Not only have they not won a round on the rifle round, they haven't been able to put the bomb down on a rifle round, and they haven't been able to come close. You know, barring putting the bomb down on a rifle round.
Trying to go out fast towards mid. What's the setup here for VP? They've got 2 out there. Pasha and Taz just, wow, shooting him down. Flamey finally going to answer back. It leaves them in a 4-on-3.
Yep.
Taz, is he going to push through the smoke? Trying to pop flash? No.
Oh, see, saw Neo at headshot there, realizes that it is going to be him at the solo
Taz out middle, almost finds the both, and it's a Molotov into the vents, actually. I think that brings down Edward. Or as he dropped out of it, perhaps he touched it. And Neo going to close it, brings down C's. 3 people to survive. Money's still booming up there on the CTs. Everyone, oh my gosh, Neo is almost, he's 15K. 11 on the Ollie.
He's going to start buying bonds.
And Snacks.
Now, Na'Vi again are actually just going to buy and buy and buy and buy, because it could be considered a snap buy. It could be the fact that they haven't won a single round on their T side, and so they haven't proven to themselves that they're able to do it. And so from that perspective, maybe not any amount of equipment value is going to make that difference, right? Say we have 2,000 more equipment value if we save this round. Is that going to help us win a round? No, because the differences in the teams right now are fundamental. It's an issue of not having the proper setups to get the trades that they need, and just having a couple extra nades isn't really going to make that difference. So having another opportunity round by round to make that is I think the play that Na'Vi is trying to make, and I think it makes sense.
Pasha taking damage. Is he still going to commit to that walk? Oh, he comes out the other side of the smoke. Flamey is there up on top of the boost to get him. Neo is going to bring down C's, and let's see what Na'Vi do. If they go back towards A, it could be actually dangerous unless they come up the highway side. Flamey hitting a shot, but only to be brought down by Taz, who will now see Zeus. He's actually going to give him the repeat there, and Zeus capitalizes upon that. So 3-2 in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah.
And Bialy did drop off. He was up on top of the shroud box, as we call it here, but drops off since his highway was compromised. And there it is, Guardian going to find 2.
Okay.
Na'Vi get it back within 1, and they do find their first rifle here.
Yeah.
But they've got to chain this together, otherwise their max round bonus loss is gone.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad day for them. Now, they did manage to keep, I think, 3 alive that last round. I'm going to double check here. Yeah, 3 alive that last round. That's going to be good for them, but even still, they'll most likely have to save following this if they lose it. So now they've actually got an op on Guardian, which I think is the first time they've tried that. They went with 5 rifles in the past, and because their economy kept getting destroyed over and over again, they haven't had another opportunity to try anything else different. And so here, that puts so much more pressure on just this round alone. Guardian leading through this crack in the smoke in A main is going to look for the opening pick of the round.
Yeah, trying to start things off with that terrorist side op. Edward once again up on that boost where he has actually caused such a distraction. He's been pretty dangerous, and he does have 24 frags. He's the leading man in the server, and actually Flamey behind him at 20.
Bialy has played this spot countless times this half, I feel like. And oh, does he not get punished for it?
I think he just took, did he take 1 armor damage from that? Molotov coming in, and he will be able to get that shot and retreat, still staying alive, even though it is on 1 HP right now. And jumping into the site. Is there going to be a grenade to come in? There is an HE up on C's as well as a Molly. And that's actually going to go through Z so that he can push up here onto Highway. Going to be spotted by Taz, who's playing way back in quad, and Bialy working right back into a spot. He's going to be able to find another kill. That one's on 1 HP. Taz going to be opped up by Guardian. Snacks to find Seized, and now Guardian left in a 1v3 right now, missing those notes. Goes for the knife! Bialy! Insult to injury.
Ooh.
And
Look
a
at
smile.
Oh, that smile. Oh my goodness.
A smile and $1,500.
What's so heartbreaking is how many of these how many of these rounds are contingent on like simple trades. Like C's out there at mid, for him to get up mid and make that ace plate a possibility was relying on Guardian to get an extra frag at quad so that they could get out and help him. And for him, he could not get up highway without killing the player that he knew was going to rotate through Z to trade him out. And once he missed that spray, Guardian went down in A main. It was all over.
Combo. Nade, tag into the off shot, making him real slow for Pasha to hit him.
Where you at?
All right. Incendiary into that squeaky room. Gonna push Flamey back a little bit. Oh, and Zeus kind of holding an off angle there in A main. Bialy gonna feel that momentum here and peek in. Does do a bit of damage, but Flamey able to get 2 kills here. Sees to find another, and suddenly right back into a 2-on-2, but the HP advantage. Double ops though here for VP up against an AK and a Galil. That's a bit interesting.
Oh, is he making noise? Seized. There is a player left in A, and he's actually looking for him. Convinced that he's quad, but jumped up on the sight box. Now our man at Truck, he's in the worst position, can get top from both sides, and it is Pasha to take him down. Flamey goes down as well. Virtus.Pro seal up a 14th round. 1 away from
Sigh
match
of relief. Sigh of relief there on Pasha as we cut to him after that nice kill. And now he is tied for the top fragging in the server. 24 kills from him, and having such, you know, a couple maps where he wasn't the star player, but again, we don't really know Pasha for being the star player on VP, but in a lot of the maps here, he has just absolutely dominated over Na'Vi, that train one in particular, earlier on in the tournament.
Absolutely, seemed to have no trouble. All results are out the window at CEVO land. Na'Vi and Cloud9 coming in with a recent string of hot results, and now are kind of finding their kryptonite in each other and in other teams as well.
Just in VP, right? Both of them.
I guess MVP.
So let's see, 5-on-5. Terrorist creeping out towards B. It looks like it might be the split. Bomb, though, still holding out towards middle, so it would have to go Vents to B. Is that what they want to do? And where is Seized with this Galil? They're about to pop flash in. Flamey going to be on the front lines. Pasha knows what's up. He's spotting the middle, going in through the vents. Here's a Molotov in response, getting some entries. Pasha, though, going to burn 1 alive. Neo from the first box here in that B site, now falling back. That grenade's going to do quite a bit, but he's still exposed. He will go down. Pasha, though, coming in with that CZ, gets it to the 2-on-2, and another kill. Uh-oh, that reload's long when he gets behind the boxes. He's still alive on 1 HP here. How can he do this? He's dropping the bomb. Zeus! He will go down, so low HP though. Seized. If there's a 1v2, you're going to win. It's this one, but no! Bialy from the vents denying it, and VP getting on to match point in a ridiculous fashion.
That's unreal, Bialy. What a shot there. I mean, Pasha would have almost certainly lost. Having only 10 HP, completely cut off from rotating to anywhere. The only thing he could have done was peek something in a way that would have been surprising, but like literally Seized could have held Mouse 1 down and cut that angle down to nothing and killed Pasha. Bialy hitting that first bullet headshot even though Seized had the drop on him.
Wow, look at this play from VP. They are mixing it up here. They got the double ops. They push out towards B, already gathering so much information. Look at Snacks. He's the one that makes those aggro plays, but he's too far away from it. Pasha's still getting 1 shot. Edward, though, finding an entry. Taz to find Seized down towards middle, and now pushing very, very quick is Snacks from behind. Guardian will fall now to Neo's 5-7. Bomb going to be armed, but Edward about to run back in, or is he? He's staying on the forklift. They line up for him. Snacks able to chain it together. And that's it.
Game.
That's it. Give it up for VP.
Wow, 2-0 with the swiftness. And that's Na'Vi getting a single round T-side after leading the half 10-5.
Wow, so come into this thinking there's absolutely no way. This is the most likely scenario to see 5 maps at a best of 5 at a LAN finals, and clearly none of us know anything.
No, I mean, like,
who could have predicted this?
The first map going to VP is the first surprise.
Yeah.
Just because,
at least 16-8.
Yeah.
I mean, they did win it once already here, but it was 19-15 in overtime after a crazy comeback.
Yeah, the fact that it's Na'Vi's pick, the fact that they're playing so much better today, these are all factors that made you think, okay, Virtus.Pro are going to have a tough time, but Na'Vi losing that map and then losing cash after leading so strongly and losing some rounds that they shouldn't have lost, I guess might have been foreshadowing
so many
their
close
struggles on
there.
T side, but yeah, they really couldn't get any traction on the second half either.
Yeah, but I mean, they dazzled us a bit. Na'Vi did coming on to cash, started off very, very strong on that CT side, but we turned things around. I mean, obviously VP made a bit of a comeback there at the end of the first half, and then I mean, on CT side it was unstoppable. They had what, 7, 8 in a row. I don't know if we can get the box score up real quick, or you'll probably see it once we get down to the desk.
Yeah.
So that's cash. Combo up next.
Yeah,
and
Combo up next.
The talk throughout this and in the previous series between these two teams was that they've got a lot of maps that are similar. The fringe maps, the newer ones coming into the pool. I mean, it's close, right? Either team could take Combo, but the way VP has been playing, and I do think they're a bit stronger on Combo, they've got so many smoke splashes and Molotovs. I mean, watch their demos, you will learn so much. Combo will become your favorite map just because of VP.
Yeah, Snacks Molly in particular,
yes.
I think.
And we'll see it. I don't want to spoil anything
no,
in case
No spoilerinos.
The headphones are off, exactly.
So you edge it. I'm gonna give the map to. I can feel confident giving the map to Navi, even though, yeah, like
Okay.
I feel confident giving the map to Navi. It will be a fight. I don't think it'll be close at all. I'm gonna say like a 16-13. The thing is that if they do win that, they win the following map, which is Mirage, and they bring it to Inferno, do they win? If it comes down to
if it comes to
Inferno,
5 maps, Navi win the series. That's what I'm gonna throw down. That's my pred.
so VP have no choice but to end it early.
I'm going to say I'm going to put myself on the line here. I'm expecting the 3-0. It's going to be finished on Cobble. I'll go with it. It's going to be a tightly contested map, but let's see what the desk thinks. We're going to throw it down. Scoots, Eco, and Thorin. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, again, that first side, Navi does exactly what they need to do, 10-5, and then they get behind the plow. Virtus.Pro takes it 2-0 so far. Hiko, what are you thinking?
It looked like after Virtus.Pro won piss run of the second half, like Navi just like lost all confidence. It was looking pretty good for Navi to win it. I think it came down to Virtus.Pro trying to defuse it through a smoke, and Navi was in like a 3v5, and they almost took it. Because they didn't, like the rest of that half kind of reflects that. I think there are a lot of situations where they would like trying to take a battle, but then they'd shy away, which is not very Navi-esque. And I remember specifically that round where Pasha was in like the checker room in B, and he killed somebody with his CZ, and then he backed off behind the box, and the guy, instead of pushing through to try to trade on him, he just let him live, and I think he ended up getting killed in the back. So Navi just seemed really, again, after that pistol, I think they were just out of it.
And again, we have that replay, so we'll get the production guys to cue that up. That is round 16. Let's take a look at that, too. Amazing diffusion. Like I said, it's a very much a momentum-based game, right? And even though they were 10-5, that's kind of a soul-crushing pistol, right?
But if they win this, then it makes it so much easier T-side, because they're going to get those couple of rounds. At least they're going to be 12, 13 maybe.
There's actually a 2v5 as well.
See, it's already begun.
Guardian just ran out of bullets.
Yep. But the other guy did a great job there, just distracting him, wasting time.
And then our other replay is at round 24, the Bialy knife. So we're going to cue that up and have you guys take a peek at that.
Bialy, 1 HP.
And remember, this is still a close score. It's 12-11. I mean, admittedly, VP's put together quite a few rounds at this point in time, but this is another one of those rounds you felt just sapped the life out of Navi, though. They sort of gave up a little bit here, as in they just didn't know what to do. They were getting kind of styled on. I mean, later on they came there, they were just getting killed one by one. We were talking later on when Pasha only had a CZ. Still, he was easily getting kills. They couldn't kill him even with rifles. It's like, you felt like in the second half, it sounded great, the storyline. Like, oh, okay, you got 10 CT rounds in your first half. That means you have to get 6 T rounds on cash, and you're not known as a cash team. That's going to be very hard, you know that. And then suddenly the score's even, and now you have to basically win out the rest of the half. So you could feel kind of the life just wilt from Navi there, and you could kind of get a sense that they weren't feeling that one there. So on to map 3, still hey, it's a best of 5. If they win this one, keep going. Maybe you can put this behind you. Maybe you can keep mounting it on. But the problem is, the next map is a classic VP map.
Yeah.
So maybe VP really can close this out 3-0.
And as Thorin said, the next map is Cobble. We're going to take a quick break, and we come back, we're going to break down Cobble. And it is actually Navi's pick as well, so very interesting. That means that Virtus.Pro more than likely CT side.
Yeah.
So we'll see if this is it, if it ends up being a 3-0, or if Navi can keep their dreams alive to win the CEVO championship. See you after the break. Coming to you live from the MLG Arena here in Columbus, Ohio. We're going into map 3 of our grand finals. Navi and Virtus.Pro. Virtus.Pro is up 2 maps, so this could be our last map. Virtus.Pro could sweep it. We don't want to sweep, obviously. We'd like to see a lot of Counter-Strike. The map is cobblestone, and you know, if you think about the origins of this map, this is like my least favorite map on the planet in the original version of Counter-Strike. It was so incredibly CT-sided. But obviously, it's actually, I don't even know why they called it cobble. It's definitely different enough than the original version. But your guys' thoughts on it? Obviously, there's been changes to the map, and we'll start with you, player's perspective, on cobble, the changes of cobble, and then these 2 teams on cobble.
So Cobble generally, for some reason, I guess maybe not for some reason, 1.6 players usually are better on Cobble than the Source players because we had to play Cobble very, very early 1.6, end of 1.5 days. So it seems like all the teams with the majority of 1.6 players seem to be pretty good on it. Fortunately for both of these teams, they are, you know, mainly 1.6 players, obviously with the veterans on both sides. From a player perspective, I personally like Cobble. Very fun map. You like to see, oftentimes you see either like very fast aggression towards B, or like a slow default towards like middle or an A. Both sides of the map definitely useful for an AWPer. Obviously Guardian and Neo. Guardian usually likes to play somewhere near like the mid area, trying to get picks over the smokes, you know, push the halls and get a quick pick. Neo, not really sure what he's going to do. Again, he is like a new AWPer. We have no idea where they'll try to put him. Oftentimes you see people try to camp like in the back of the site, and they're the chicken coop, what the Americans call it, you know, back of the B. One thing that Virtus.Pro is very good at doing on Cobble is using their smokes, you know, just like every map. You see these, I know a lot of teams copied their B execute late in the round. They'll throw, like, I think they throw 4 smokes and just try to take the site and get a plant as fast as they can and try to back off. So if they're able to do that and single out the players that are actually playing in the B site, Navi needs to come up with an answer with it, whether they, you know, pre-molly or somehow find a way to stop the smokes. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, this is a map where when it first came out, even in CSGO, it was quite different to how it is now. Like, one of the big problems that we quickly found out, which made it so that actually almost no team appreciated it as a map, was that it had very slow terrorist rotation times. Like, once you sort of committed and they saw you over towards the B site, it was going to take you forever to get all the way around to the A site, so they could just gamble and overload everyone there. So it made it very simplistic. Like, you just kind of had a flow chart of, if I see someone here, I know what's going to happen next, and I do C. Whereas you want it to be more diverse tactically, both in terms of CT reactions and in terms of terrorists. You want to be able to give feints, and you want to be able to trick them to thinking you're heading up towards the site. So by doing that connecting area in the middle and cutting a lot of the map out, that's what they were able to do now. And now it's a map where good teams can actually get many terrorist rounds on this. What will happen is, if you see a really good team play a not very good Cobble team, it'll look like a CT-sided map. They'll lock down B, they'll just have a really good solo A player, and it'll look like, wow, it's a CT-sided map. It's just like the old Cobble. Really good terrorist side teams on this map can make it look terrorist-sided and can make it be terrorist-sided. Navi definitely can be one of those teams.
All right, here we go, folks. You see the map fly through. It is time. It could be the last map, or Navi could win it and keep us going. It is Cobble. Helium, Launders, take it away.
Thank you so much, guys. Woo! Going into this potential final map.
No, Navi, take my energy.
Yeah, there you go. Send it over. This is going to be that pistol.
Not my skins.
Navi on the T side. VP on CT, and it's, you know, different opinions leaning one way or the other, whether it is T or CT side, and I'm a bit onto that T side. As I said, the teams that are really competent on it can do a lot. Flamey dropping down here into that AB connector, trying to get out from this drop room. Guardian Bialy finding frags though already. Bialy actually with the double there coming out. Zeus to find Bialy, and now Snacks coming out. So Navi finding themselves on top of the situation, 3-1 in their advantage with that bomb. Neo about to get caught with that knife out, still pushing through though. Has a USP. Has to start with the one tap. No, Guardian will find him. And again, Navi starting things off with a pistol here.
Yeah, excellent decisive pistol round from Navi. Decided to hit B straight up. Really caught a player moving the back of the site. I think it was Snacks that caught it off guard. Didn't really expect anything to come out without flashes or smokes, and it ended up working out really well for them. Dropping late was also really great, and then that left Neo in a 1v3 in the back of the site when they rotated the bomb through doors to go A. There's pretty much no hope for him at that point, and that's a good, strong start for Navi to build some momentum and gain some confidence.
All right, heavy towards B right now. For the side of VP, trying to hold on. Taz has started things off, but using Edward to get some kills in there. Snacks hanging off low the drop. Edward having jumped off, but brought in by Pasha. That evens up for a second. Zeus and Zeus again with the double right there, leaving Snacks all alone in this drop room, going out for the CZ. How much ammo is in that? He's gonna have to reload. Turning this into a 1 if he's very skilled or perhaps a bit lucky. Maybe a 2-kill gun, 3 people to kill. And he's just going to back off.
Yeah, I don't know if they had bought any SMGs on that round, but if they had, it won't be such a big loss. They've still got a couple of Galils, and I'm just kind of looking around to see where the kills were made, just to make sure that they didn't lose anything too expensive. And it looks like they come around from that round pretty clean. Snacks still in a position to actually get a lurk frag, though. It might be one of the spots you would check. This rat hole, as I call it.
Nice.
I don't know what you call it.
Vent room,
Vent room.
hut, a hut,
Okay.
room, I don't know. It's actually funny, you can shoot through this little hole in that vent without breaking it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as long as your recoil doesn't touch those vents, obviously, or pieces of sheet metal. Not really a vent, but anyway. 2-0 for Navi, very good. Got to get the 3-0, start off here very, very strong.
Yep.
Keep that money on VP, you know, so fragile, forcing them always to, you know, be rebuying on those CT rounds, buy save kind of scenario for the CTs, and just dominate here, starting off on the T side. Although we're really looking to round 4 at this point, so probably another walk in the park for Navi. But you never know. There's a small percentage chance that VP does something crazy here.
I think next round we should probably get a listen in just to hear where these players' heads are at. I know we might not be able to understand the language, but even just hearing the emotions could be interesting.
Just the tone of their voice, how they're communicating with each other.
Yeah, they are cleaning up here. So maybe get a Turtle Beach team chat on Navi next round.
For round 4? Yeah, if that can be done, let us know. And it'll be coming into that. There's 3. Clean, only losing Flamey.
Yeah, very well played. Lots of money here for both teams. Virtus.Pro are going to be buying up. And I don't know if they have the op option, which is something I like to say. Pasha has that 4750, but it decides not to glass cannon. Oh, actually, Neo does pick it up, so they will have him. Will they play 2-3? One thing that you can do with the op is play 2-3 because you can just lock off that long position. Also, set yourself up to get a really easy opening frag and just fall off because you have a lot of cover. And provided they don't rush lower A, you can always do that. So that'll allow you to strengthen B, which is the harder site to hold.
We've had a lot of talk about Neo becoming that new primary opper, and it looks like on Cobble it's shifted the positions a bit. We see Neo out towards, over at the long A, and Pasha going towards B. I wonder if that's just because the op is here, and they wanted to get that information out towards middle, or if they have completely switched it up. Let's see. Pasha, does he spot this? He's going to see the head of that player. It looks like he might have if that flash didn't come in. He still may have, but didn't have the opportunity to take the shot. Will he go ahead and give them another peek? I don't know. Oh, flash is coming in from that ally, almost worked out. He'll spot 2 of them, still trying to hold on to this angle. Smoke coming out, that's gonna let them run in, but Pasha taking 1 down. Now Edward here has gotta get that frag, and he does. 3-on-3 though, as they try to get off this long plat. That is Navi. VP moving in towards the site, and that's actually Bialy. He gets there first and is taken down by Guardian Neo, hanging onto the rock. Can he get the shot? No, Flamey so quick with yet another entry, and now it's Snacks on the lurk. Well, they find him because he brings down Edward.
Yeah,
It's a 1-on-2 for Snacks.
Yeah, he's got a great position here. 1-on-2, full HP. Only has a nade though, no kit. We'll have to find one in the site if anything. I know Neo has an op to pick up, so if that isn't worthwhile. Spots one player on the side of that bomb site, and Guardian actually comes up for the trade, takes him down. That's 4-0. That's the first rifle.
That's a very key round for Na'Vi. If they want to extend this, of course, into that next map, that would be Mirage.
What is your pred, by the way?
I thought it was 3-0. You're going to start trying to
I'm
call
just
me out already?
I'm just curious. Navi's looking strong right now.
They are.
And I don't want you to falter or anything, but
Still want 5 maps. Just saying, based on what we've seen.
yeah.
And here's that buy save we were talking about, right? The
Whoa.
one buy and the first rifle to save. They're going to go for that quick boost. Grenade, it looks like it will. No, it goes off right on his foot, down to 31. Pasha, though, will find a kill with the CV. That's going to bring down Flamey Zeus to intercept Bialy as he tries to push through. Snacks in a good spot, going up towards Dragon Lair. Seized, waiting for him.
They knew he pushed, so yeah, just gonna get that kill. And now it is 3v3, a very expensive round overall. Oh my goodness, these headshots right now. Taz finds a kill for himself.
Yeah, he's got the AK.
Yeah, A is definitely the harder site to hold with. Oh, actually does find an AK.
Yeah, they both have them now. Just no armor is the only thing, but if you get that one tap, if you're in there first with the kill, it will not matter. And let's see, Neo spots one. Zeus, though, connects those bullets, and Neo just cannot pull that crosshair down. Now it's Taz in a 1-on-2.
With armor, however.
That vent is not broken. And then Molotov coming in. That's going to make him waste time or force him to go forward. He will go forward. He does have the Kevlar here. Coming in 1v1 against Seized. A very, very critical round for this one. And Seized is just backing off. He does make some steps. I don't know if Taz was in the range to hear that. Go through the 1v1 cams.
He took a risk there, pushed around, got in the ideal.
And he's looking into the site. That is Taz. And Seized is just backing off. He knows what he's planted for here.
Beautiful.
And this is amazing play here from Na'Vi. There are, of course, no kits. So Taz running out of time. That flash, delaying him even more. And they don't even have, doesn't even have to spot him to win this. Taz finds the kill, but as we know, it will not matter. And on such low HP, can he even run far enough away from this? Apparently, yes. Taking only 3 damage, he'll survive for the AK, but Na'Vi 5 rounds now in a row.
Yeah, they are giving them the treatment, putting on a clinic here. That was a really close 1v1. Super nice play from C's there in that 1v1. You know, he put the bomb down.
That was textbook.
And yeah, pushed around the truck, decided if he comes around this way in the truck, I'm gonna take the duel. If he doesn't, I'm gonna win this round 100% and still put myself in a good position. If he does come around the truck to win the duel, so.
Double ops coming for VP. So something not working, and they're going to try to change it up with this other buy. Neo and Pasha. Neo going in through danger with his. Pasha out towards B, back in that chicken coop. Let's see if he can put it to any use.
Yeah, this smoke is okay, like at lower A. People throw it a lot, but it's so easy to flash through. Actually, Pasha here, though, on the other side of the map, grabs a frag for the team.
Yeah, the Zeus a little forward there by himself. Let's see if Bialy wants to try to work on through this, go on for that flank. Na'Vi had 2 holding outside of on T middle. It looks like they are going to work their way into long. Bomb moving that way as well.
Neo, full flash, has to fall off. That's a huge positional advantage for Na'Vi, where Virtus.Pro wanted to take control of long.
Whoa, that was a pretty sweet flash. Yeah, Edward's so incredibly blind. Still alive and on full HP, and I don't think he was actually spotted. Seized, still lurking around B. Will find Pasha. That was that op. Started off with the first kill, and now he's brought down. So man advantage back in favor of Na'Vi here. The bomb once again shifting back to the other site. Taz, though, still in drop. He's got potential from this position. Maybe not with the smokes, and someone, of course, can just push that behind him on the other side of the rectangle there. Doesn't work away around this site, trying to get those headshots. Gets it through the plant, trying to strafe about and bring in that other kill, but now it's going to leave it to just Neo here over through that door. Can he get the shot? He does find one, but Edward able to capitalize on that.
Yep.
And he wants that personal 300. He tries to get the plant real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, Na'Vi actually go and string together another round in a row. Taz actually has a lot of money, I think, due to the fact that he saved that AK, so he's going to be able to drop for his teammate. That's one less Falmus on the board in the midst of this force buy. Yeah, it is barely a force buy. I mean, we have a couple players who don't have the nades that they want, but most people have a smoke, which is going to be a key point for them. They can recycle that smoke along B if they need to, maybe sacrifice one at A that isn't so important, and really cut off any rush potential and delay this until the late round.
So Na'Vi starting off with pretty much that same default setup that they had last time. 2 players holding out, watching that middle or long A push, and 3 over towards B, Summit long. and one on the drop. Meanwhile, Taz Bialy doubling up on this drop room. Flash to go up. Does blind them, and a flash in return. This one fully blinding Taz, only taking 20 damage from that. The Molotovs go in. Another flash forces Taz to look over at the wall, and it'll be brought down and resolved. Flamey getting a kill elsewhere, and Pasha trying to hold on. He's got the long angle on the drop room, and Flamey capitalizes on that. 5-on-2 here, and just flawless execution. Navi winning all of the battles, and about to get 7 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely no problem. And this wouldn't be that amazing if it wasn't a stomp in a situation where Navi were down 2 maps. You know, at being up 7-0 as well does not mean that it's over, because VP have proven in countless rounds so far that they can just change the pace of the game at any moment. Now, Snacks is going to be taking a duel at long A. Edward is going to be the man to watch. He does only have 24 HP. He's going to fall off, and that's very wise of him considering that, oh, keeping that economy high is very good. Whoa,
wow,
but
Neo.
Sharpshooter.
Yeah, finding 3 kills on the round, at least making Navi remember that they are mortal. Zeus going to go down as well to Snacks. So only Edward to survive, but Navi getting their 7th round here and starting off, you know, hitting the ground running. If we want to bust out the expressions.
That was a huge save from VP, who wouldn't be able to buy in this situation if not for that. I mean, they could have just had like straight up 5 Fomuses, but now they've got an op and quite a bit of nades. I mean, pretty much across the board, just due to those 2 rifles that they saved.
Okay, Pasha back with the op, right? So there's a bit of an adjustment. The first time I think this tournament, we've really seen him picking it up, right? It's been pretty much Neo all the time. And now we see him here over in the B site with it. 4 M4s are his supporting cast this time. A couple defuses. Taz is from behind as Navi trying to go for that set play, and it might actually backfire. They've got a couple people on the back lines. VP did push through very quickly. Seized will find Snacks, but will they expect? And now
4 and B.
Yeah, there are 4 and B already.
Yeah. This is going to be an A map as they do try to exit the site. Edward jumping over the box to spot for information, and we have C's holding the flank, but Pasha opens up the duel in this 4v4 with the kill, making it 4-on-3. Neo is still anchoring the A site actually, so it's 3-on-3 if they wanted to take these fights, but because they have such favorable positions, they're not going to want to. Oh, Pasha goes down on that repeat though, however, and that might change everything completely.
I thought the first one was there, having connected, but I suppose not. Maybe through the legs just to the side, and he does go for the re-peek. Edward now to find a kill, 3-on-2 for them. A bit low on HP though, are a few of them in time. Getting low as well, 30 seconds towards that B site. Neo still kind of hanging out there over at A. Now coming in through the connector. Taz does find one, he gets seized. Can he find Zeus on this cross? Still got to get into that site. Firing over this ledge, try to double peek here, since Edward still has that high position up on the catwalk. He'll drop down now. Only be taken down by Neo. Neo, can he find the both? No, he will get it into the 1v1, however, and it's gonna favor Taz. He'll take him down, and VP on the board.
Oh my god. After all of that, they actually do manage to bring it to a 1v1 and win it. I didn't think VP were able to win that, but Taz had them cut off completely, and because they couldn't cut off his head, they couldn't cross the site and put the bomb down, which would have put much more pressure on Neo, where instead he had an easy rotate into drop and a frag to match. So now VP do put a round on the board. They, because of their money, have Snacks on just an MP9 here. But Navi aren't looking any better. I mean, some of these rounds have been close.
Yeah, well, they do have 4 AKs. There's also a FAMAS up on Neo. The Deagle on Guardian, though, that just depends. A bit of RNG with that gun, but a player like Guardian can make it work in his favor. Let's see Taz holding in the window. He's going to be brought down immediately by Flamey. That is something you pre-aim and pre-fire, and it pays off there for Flamey. Getting that early man advantage on the round has pretty much been the theme so far. Just that one round as we saw for VP. Pasha now going to connect with that shot. Can he get another? I don't think he saw that Deagle. Peeks out towards drop. Now hitting a harder shot onto Guardian, so he finds that one, and Bialy still, I don't think, going to be spotted, posted up in that position, and there we go. He'll strike from it. He brings down Seized. Flamey in a 1v4. He'll get one, and 3 more to go, and Snacks shuts him down.
Oh, yeah. Well played. Yeah, that's 2 in a row in the midst of these 7 rounds that Navi have won. Now, Snacks made a really nice play there, pushing through the door, flanking Flamey after he threw the Molotov down in the connector, and got that 1K, even though Flamey was put in a position that he was 1v4. Just really good positional play like that from Snacks is the type of stuff that wins you games and not just rounds. Now, it is going to be a standard 2-3 right now. It looks like they're going to flash through this mid room. Whoa, all of VP are flashed, however, as well.
Neo waiting for them, though, at the top of Danger. And it looks like at the bottom it's going to be Snacks and Taz that are there. So VP getting another round. That's going to be the third. But another rifle coming for Na'Vi. 7 rounds. Not a bad amount for Cobble. Maybe 7, 8, or 9, probably okay.
That's really not. That's really not the fear, though, right? The fear is that VP start to make a half
Make this,
when you had such a giant
just like they did on
lead
Cash, because VP were down 5-0 on Cash.
Yep.
And they made the comeback.
Yeah. Now they will be going into the second half as terrorists, and I suppose that makes a difference. But at the same time, they seem to be a team that can be just as balanced in either respect. No different than Na'Vi, even though there is a difference in structure.
All right, let's see. Pasha's still holding out there. He started to kind of hit those shots over here at B. Looks like he'll take a place on that back plat near the bench. Bomb, though, out towards A. 3 people looking to work into those long tunnels. Neo posted in Danger, and a little bit behind him we have Snacks. But that smoke going to come in from outside of T
Pasha
middle.
Flamey. Oh, Flamey wins that duel.
That's over at B.
Yeah.
Neo, though, awaiting the push, and actually back to B real quick. Bialy finding Flamey, perhaps. He hears a noise. Neo, that's over at long A, finding Edward. Guardian with the trade out there. Bialy still with the potential to find a kill. And let's see. It looks like they have spotted each other, and Flamey with the op will take it. So 3-on-2, advantage to Na'Vi. And they need to stop the momentum of the comeback. So this is a very big round here
dropping
for
a Molotov.
Na'Vi.
Dropping a Molotov in the door is going to push Taz into a position where he wants to go to drop. And we have Na'Vi moving slowly back towards B, and it looks like they're starting to take off at this point. The site is being taken, and there are 25 seconds left. Taz, last time was a huge problem for them trying to cross the site.
Yeah.
Now Flamey has a great position. However, he's going to be fighting up or tapping away at Guardian. Guardian, though, finding the better and leading Snacks in that awkward position, and now he's going to be the new threat. Will he be able to take him down? It looks like the bomb will get planted.
There's still a smoke left. Snacks kind of thinking it went from behind the site, but that is not the case. One up on Plat, and the other kind of working around this rectangle. Let's see what Snacks to do. He's going to push around the site. This will open up to, from the side. Zeus easily going to be able to take that. And there it is. Na'Vi will stop that momentum that Virtus.Pro were gaining right there.
Yeah, taking the round into their own hands, securing a much better lead than what would have been 7-4, and kind of solving that problem that they've had in these previous rounds, which was ending the round inside of B. Right? We've seen a couple of rounds where Na'Vi have been able to get 2 kills and drop instantly and fail to close out the round following that. It's been really tough. Now, for the most part, they've been dominant overall, but that's largely due to the fact that they've earned themselves ecos on top of the couple of rifle rounds that they've won. So
Neo back onto that op. He's going to be brought down to 9 and be forced to fall back. And Edward involves a bit of a spray battle in that smoke. It's now going to dissipate, and that'll mean Snacks having to fall off. Flamey making sure no one was going to catch him off guard up there as the smoke disappears on top of the drop room. Snacks into a bit of a cheeky position, but most of the time just going to get you that 1 kill. Let's see if they won't check it, molly it, or pop flash it. And there it is. Snacks actually peeks out, but from Zeus. Gonna get there on the trade immediately. 4-on-4 right here. Pasha, there he is. He's gonna find Seized, who was that lurk dropping down. Bialy still anchoring that B site. Neo now starting to hit his shots. He brings down Guardian over on the A. Some interesting all chat going on there. And Zeus will fall to Taz. So VP strike right back after the one-off win there from Na'Vi that got them to the 8 rounds.
Tax, Edward says.
Yeah, question mark.
Yes, and well, that was that was Virtus.Pro picking everyone apart when they needed to, finding the immediate trades that were coming out on opposite sides of the map at different moments, just holding their angles and hitting their shots. Na'Vi, as I was trying to mention though, however, actually now are on an eco, so that's even worse for them. But since they had so much success with drop, right, a very common strategy to do, and just it's not standard, it's not, it might have been invented by some teams specifically, but at this point it's used by everybody, is a fast split through connector by getting a couple of players to drop. Now, if you can kill everybody who's going to hold off rotations, can't you take the drop and have like 2 people go long A and throw their smokes to smoke off upper and maybe crush the site that way?
Yeah,
because it seems like they're
definitely
having more trouble closing out the round in B as opposed to in A, which is, I guess, less tested.
Well, it seems like the smokes make the difference at B. Like getting into the site, crossing, getting the post plant positions, the smokes down or a smoke wall allows you to get into those without, the CTs that have those good angles, stopping you to cross, stopping you from getting back up on the platform. And that one smoke actually kind of did make the difference in the round where we saw Navi. The last one they closed down, I think that was the round 2 rounds ago. But VP back again with a little bit of momentum. And the closest they can get here, obviously going to be that 7-8 from their perspective. Navi most definitely want to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
So very important round for them. Guardian, though, is down to that scout only. So scouting 4 AKs here against the Op.
Edward, though, this molly is not going to be good.
And Guardian's down.
And they might try to pull up a boost here. You might see that flash, but
what
Bialy
a
taking
beautiful
advantage of that
spot
turnaround.
and getting the double from it. And Flamey had the triple. Flamey can't find that revenge. And now it's C's left in a 1v5. He did almost have that one in the first map, but not this time. Pasha says no. And VP, well, some momentum late in here in the first half.
Oh my goodness. When was it 7-0? Because at this point it's 6-8. Virtus.Pro staging a huge comeback. And once again, because there was so much economy built up by Navi, Virtus.Pro winning these later rounds means so much. There's no pistol to their name. There's very few ecos overall. I think maybe 1 in total, and that means VP have just had a dominant performance that has involved a lot of adapting, which really is the best way to play a team, is to adapt to what they're doing.
Snacks doing about 160 damage there. Neo now pushing off, so some aggression here to meet that Tech 9 armor out towards middle. And Taz is going to go down to Zeus. So Zeus with a massive frag for his team, evens it right back up to a 3-on-3. Let's see. That's Neo still at long A. He's the only one over towards that site. Bialy still in drop. Pasha way in the back of B, and a ton of time on the clock, so Navi can think about this one for a while, and quite a bit of nades for them still as well.
Yeah, and they use every second wisely. The other thing they have going in their favor right now is they got a ton of utility. Flamey and Zeus both have Molotovs. They both have smokes. Flamey even has a grenade. And C is the only one lurking. Oh my goodness, flicks and finds a kill. Neo goes down, and that is one player off the board. Bialy now, one of the 2 remaining, is spotted at A site. That's information.
And here they are, Navi into that AB connector. Which side will they choose, or will they just get pinched in? And no, they find Zeus. Wow, Zeus and Flamey just go into their own 1v1s and win them both.
Yeah.
And Navi will take it 9-6 here at the end of the half. Give it up for Navi.
Not bad. Fighting for life in this game. We're at 2-0. If they don't win this map, it's over. VP win it in 3.
Series point for VP.
Yeah,
so.
and towards the end of that half, honestly, looked like they were starting to become that team that we saw last map. Navi started this half 7-0 and ended it 9-6. Overall, you can look at the 1s and 0s and see that that's a positive half. That's not a bad result whatsoever. They're moving into CT side. That might be another bonus for them. It's hard to tell exactly how they see it, but overall, it's a decent result. They've got a lot to prove.
Again, with the close half, with VP taking a bit of that momentum, yeah, they did lose that last one there, but got 6 of the last 8 rounds. VP did, kind of making that comeback into the first half. It's going to come down to the pistol again. If VP get this pistol on their T side, they might just be able to close it out here. That's exactly what they did on Cash when they were making the comeback, got into the second half. So
yeah, I guess I was right about that. VP won the pistol.
Yeah, you got it.
It's just but it was kind of understood, right? It was going to be a test for them playing that T side. But now they're on a map that they like. Even though I think you give the edge to Virtus.Pro on this map, and I'm giving it to Navi out of faith. Both are very good. Don't really have excuses in terms of not wanting to play it, wishing they had an extra ban and so on. I think are happy to see each other on this map for the most part.
And let's take a look at the box score here. Just looking at all the kills, everyone is really pulling their weight. There's not a lot of difference between anyone's frags. 14-8 between Neo and Snacks is the biggest difference, and it's only 11 and then 9 there on Zeus and Edward.
Yeah.
So everyone pulling their weight. This is going to be a slugfest. It's definitely, we both said it was going to be close. So I think we're both right.
Yeah. Yeah, no
on that front. Here we go, though. Into the pistol round. What do we notice from these buys, Launders?
Quite a bit of nades. It looks like a set strat from Virtus.Pro. This isn't a map where you can just pull a rotation and just run around to other sites really easily. It's one where you're going to have a set way to pull a rotation, and then you're going to execute based off of that rotation, whether you get it or not. And Edward here going to be chasing. Whoa! All the way to long. B is going to find a couple of kills, shutting down this rush immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. Only Snacks was getting out in front of that a little bit, and it's the flawless one for Na'Vi, and there's that momentum now right back in their favor. Beautiful shots from Guardian. I thought it was Edward jumping in that hit the headshot, but it was actually Guardian from further back in B. He got them both. Edward was just the distraction.
No, Edward got 2 kills.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was Guardian. I guess I cannot read.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's been a hindrance, all right? Life is hard, not being able to read.
Yeah, they do come with that pistol. They've got that 10th round. This is maybe the only map that they've gotten the second pistol, and a huge reason why they might be able to win here. Zeus, though, is going to be the catalyst to that. With this kill, no, Bialy does find the better of him.
Coming out of this window, though, 3 players here waiting for them. That, of course, was going to end in disaster, and I think it was a nade onto the back of a teammate. Maybe Taz, though, moving forward. Vent is now broken, so he can't get through that. He's going to maybe trying to get a sight line through it. He'll catch C's, but C's able to turn around with that MP7. Pasha finds Guardian. They did plant the bomb here. That is something very important to note. Pop flash over. That was actually very nice. It will allow Pasha to capitalize on that. And he's got another kill for him. Maybe the player was low, but no, Edward will deny it. Coming over on that balcony, and the defuse to be had. The first 2 rounds of the second half going to Na'Vi.
Yo, C's gets killed there, round's over.
Yeah, it might have been.
That would have been huge. That would have been a point of entry that they couldn't get through. That would have been a gun picked up from C's. But Na'Vi do edge it out, and that is the key thing to point out, that they do get the round. There's nothing more important here. No style points are going to win you a game at this point. And VP, yeah, even though they got that save, well, it'll benefit them, or they got that plan, excuse me, it's only going to benefit them next round. Yes, they are to a save.
Yeah, just going for those P2 pitches. A flash or 2 here on Snacks can maybe lead to some kills. Take a rifle or 2 off of Na'Vi. That's kind of what VP are hoping for right now. Maybe even like save 1 or 2 of these rifles. We'll see. The real action going to come in the next round, round 19. Flamey getting dinked early on, still alive. Did do about the same amount of damage back there to Neo. And it seems like Pop Flash coming in. Do they have the Pop Flash for this secondary room, this E-box room that Zeus is posted up in? It looks like he's going to be spotted first. They're going to try to push him now, but Zeus able to fall back on that reload.
Yeah, Zeus doesn't need to feel pressure to actually play in the drop at all. I mean, he can just watch the outsides with his teammate. He's Guardian here on the outside. They make sure that no one can jump out window, and then they don't really have to worry about anyone taking it, especially if they think that that's going to be an unfavorable trade. Like, even 1-for-1 is not going to favor them. And here he's in the outside, taking that duel with Bialy again.
So VP trying to get out. Like, they've robbed the bank, and now they've got to escape. All the CTs just waiting outside, and they're going to be gunned down. And it's Na'Vi to take the first 3, exactly what they needed to do to get over to Mirage.
6 separates them. And oh, are we seeing Mirage next?
Yeah, Mirage is the next map. Inferno's coming up last. The full 5 maps overall probably favor Na'Vi, but right off the gate it was towards VP.
Right. So if not 3-0, then 3-2.
Yeah, the other way perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
But who knows after how we started things off. Like on the overpass, I don't know if it's even predictable at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to the players, to the aim. Guardian with the op now and going aggressive with it.
Here we have Pasha kind of working that long B. Edward was on the other side of the smoke in the first half, and now is going to be taking duels with Pasha. Once again, it seems like they are definite enemies in this matchup, even across maps. It seems like they've had to take duels against each other multiple times.
Yeah, both of them having symmetry on this map too, right? Like playing the same spot on both sides of the map, and so many of the rounds could actually come down just to how their 1v1 turns out.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they're pretty much just like watching each other's demos and seeing how they play this one spot, because getting this lurk frag here is so key. And Edward can play behind that box. I mean, you can use nades here, but actually, Pasha has one, and even though he's behind that box, doesn't want to push him out with the opportunity to kill him.
Looks like some set smokes coming into that A site, just waiting for the one that the CTs have down at the end near those stables. And there's a bit of a wall coming off that SWAT van. Zeus, though, to open up onto Neo. Guardian posted up with the op. And Zeus going to have to turn around now. Going to give that the reload first. Guardian did connect 1 shot. Na'Vi with the man advantage, 4 on 3. And now 2 as Snacks falls to another well-placed bullet by Guardian. Zeus to move forward, finding Taz, and it is now just Pasha here in that middle room. Going to work up danger and see what he can't find, or maybe just sit in this corner and try to hide.
Completely shut down early on that A aggression. Virtus.Pro could not get across the site to plant, could not get in any position to trade because they couldn't find that opening kill. And now this is Pasha to save. 6 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they could kill him after time.
Yeah, they just need to let him wait and then they got to push him. The issue is that Zeus is the closest one to him, and he's only got 20 HP, so there's a high likelihood of him dying on this chase. And I don't know if they want to waste that money, so I guess not. Let him have it.
Yeah, they will let him have it. Na'Vi are not worried the way they've been playing. They're now only 3 rounds from winning here on Cobble and getting a map, but still always going to be faced with the series. You know, it's a series point, basically, every map for VP.
Yeah. And
that could be hard to play up against. But on Cobble, great first half. Started off very, very strong here in the second. That's now 4 rounds in a row. A bit forceful here from VP, so there's a chance they can do it. Let's see how they start off. Quick towards B, but will they slow it down? It looks like with the flashes and the nades coming in, they will. Some set smokes from VP on this round.
Yeah, and it looks like Bialy is tossing something out real quick, as there is an armor buy to supplement this habit.
Edward going to find Pasha. Zeus in a great spot with that AK. Not the cleanest of kills, but he does find 2, and now it is Taz by himself.
Wow.
Doesn't even have time to think about the 1v5.
Do we think about a force buy if we're Virtus.Pro? Looking at it, yeah, Bialy has enough money. Yeah, that's gonna be AKs.
Still.
That's not bad at all.
Snacks and Bialy with all their grenades. A little limited there on the other 3. So Na'Vi now only 2 away from forcing that next map. Guardian back out with that op, of course, and he's going to go out towards long, backed up by C's. It'll be Edward, Zeus, and Flamey to head off over to B.
Yeah, typically we see teams need to play like 4B, but we've seen like on the pistol, for example, Na'Vi were able to shut it down completely. Guardian opening up the round. Haven't read his name on the kill feed in a long time from that side, it feels like. So has had an impact as 17 frags alongside Zeus.
Might get caught off guard. No, it looks like, is Guardian aware that there is someone in danger? He's checking it. He's maybe not sure that they walked out through that smoke, but we can see Taz sitting in that nook there.
Oh, Taz.
Again, C's going to come in and make
Whoa!
Whoa, Taz.
Hey,
maybe talking to his team there, trying to pass along some information. He barely reacts to that, and somehow Guardian, he gets lucky enough that Guardian missed that shot. He won't miss that one.
Don't give him 2 shots.
And the round ends very quickly after that. Things
Two-shot
falling
Guardian.
apart for VP. It's 15-6. It is now map point here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. I mean, Taz was in full sight of Guardian because he just kind of crept onto his screen. Taz was probably calling something at that moment and got punished for it. And that's why we see, like, that's why it's no coincidence that, like, stats of IGLs are always, are typically lower, depending on how involved you are in the round. Looking at your mini-map is huge. Just even when I'm analyzing, I'm mostly looking at the mini-map, whereas if you're playing, you're straight up looking at your crosshair 100% of the time. So that can be a disadvantage. Oh, these nades are great!
Oh, this is going to be perhaps a disaster. Oh, no, they've spotted Edward. Taz will take him down. Now it's going to fall onto Flamey to get 1 kill, maybe some more if he can. No, Bialy hits him. 3-on-3 right here. Zeus coming around very, very quickly. Bialy just expecting it. And now seized all by himself, and VP finding some success here. The first terrorist round about to go their way here in round 22, but is it too little too late here? There's many, many match points for Na'Vi to work with.
Yeah, I don't even know. Caesar just doesn't want to take on the size of this site right now, and I don't blame him. He's going to wait and try to do some economic damage, it looks like, and he has a better chance of getting a lurk frag as opposed to running into the site. Doesn't want to, try to bite off more than he can chew, looking for both, just in case he could win the round. Knowing that he is going up against a competent team with decent after plan spots, and we'll hang on to this M4, his nades, and the solace in knowing that he has a lot of money to work with, and a team that's on CT's side that have won the majority of rounds up until this point. But if we look at the half the other way around, we saw Na'Vi have this exact same lead, cut short by 1 loss. Virtus.Pro rush B. Rush B is like their answer. They can just do it, and I can't believe I didn't expect that either. I mean, they got shut down a couple of times they tried it. Why didn't they get shut down again?
All right, Seized here in danger, going to throw that grenade in. If it was a bit earlier, that could have been devastating, but here they'll move past it. Coming up that CT slope already. Seized completely blind. He's got to find himself behind that wall. That wall's very spammable. Seized still able to get 1 kill and nearly a second. Taz brings him down, only to be immediately traded out. Zeus here on the balcony, going to find 1 and then 2 right there. It's a 4-on-2, and this looks like it could be it here. Na'Vi going to take Cobble, or at least they should. Pasha still trying to make some heroic plays. There's an op and an M4A1S, and Pasha going to be taken down by Flamey as he falls off that balcony. It's all on Neo right now. The GG already coming out of the chat, the offensive one for C's. And Neo will go down. Flamey deletes him with the USP of all weapons for the final frag. 16-7.
Navi
Navi
still
will
alive.
force map 4, which will be Mirage.
Oh man, yeah. Now it's getting intense. We see Mirage as a map. Which way did the analysts call it? Which way we looking at this? We'll probably get their opinion. In a
It was
second.
Hiko that said Overpass and Mirage would go the way of Navi.
Uh-oh.
It was Thorn with just Overpass. And I think if it went all the way, it was 3-1 and 3-2 in favor of VP were the predictions. So
Yeah.
going at least 4 and 5 maps. So right on that account we are. Mirage and Inferno are the two that are left. Mirage up next, and that should be very exciting. Both of these teams known at one point as the better Mirage teams.
Yeah, I can see it going either way. Navi known for innovating a lot of the A takes that we see today.
Yeah,
map.
that closer wall of smokes on the other side.
They have changed up that wall multiple times, and are fierce for sure.
So a lot to expect out of this. Again, it's going to come down to probably how it starts. We've had, the Cash was very streaky to start things off from one team. Cobble extremely, and it was Navi on both sides of it. As VP did, streak a few together to close out on Cash. Mirage, how do you feel about the map? Do you think it's one of the more CT-sided maps still left in the pool here?
Which?
Mirage.
Mirage, I think it was a really weird map where like the meta is still like developing constantly. To the point that there is Inferno is like an 11-4 CT-sided map, right?
Yeah.
It's like been like that forever.
At the top level, of course.
Yeah, at the top level. I mean, even in a regular match, like if you play decently CT and someone plays decently T, CTs are gonna come away with more rounds, right? On Mirage, however, you can very easily see a team come away with 9 or 10 legitimate T rounds, and then the other team come back from that and equalize. All the time it happens, and it's a map that's awkward because it's 70% or 70% A takes, 30% mid control and B or something like that.
It's just closer, right?
Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah.
Why hold W longer than you need to close it out? All right, guys. Well, that's enough of us up here on the desk. Let's throw it down to the analysts. Again, it's going to, of course, be Scoots, Hiko, and Thorn. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, Navi has decided to make it a series. Very nice. 2-1. And pretty good stuff. A very good even 9-6 first side, but then, Navi just took it over.
I mean, that's the thing. Navi is a team where, like I said, if you're a really good team on this map, even though it's a T-sided map, so listen, 9 T rounds, that's very good. It's going to take a lot to match that. So VP is a good team on this map. It's one of their strong ones. They had a chance, definitely, but Navi was just way too good early on. And what's key about this is because they've won in overall such convincing fashion, it really does, even now when you think of it, erase some of the fact of how dominant the series had been up till now. If you're Navi now, you think to yourself, if we win the next one, it's even up at that point in time. And in fact, then the pressure's all back on Virtus because they've thrown from 2-0 up, and so they're the ones who are going to be we've blown the game. So next map is obviously going to be extremely key. But yeah, to talk more about this map here, it actually wasn't, despite what a disparity there was in terms of score, it wasn't that bad a game. I mean, you look at the scoreboards here. VP isn't that far behind in kills. They were getting a lot of kills, a lot of bomb plant situations, a lot of 2v2s, a lot of 1v1s. Navi just got all of them, it felt like. They had the line share constantly. You felt like VP never could truly get back into the game. Even when they won some rounds and it got a bit closer, they were always held back a bit.
Yeah, and something that Navi was doing was they would kind of poke both the sites, and Virtus.Pro didn't seem at least on their CT side, Virtus.Pro didn't seem like they knew what was going on, where they were actually going, and Navi was able to run with it. And on their T side, Virtus.Pro, it was kind of the same thing. Navi just kind of got everywhere, and Virtus.Pro had no answer for it. Neo was getting shut down, and the wild card that I called Snacks, he couldn't find his groove.
And again, Navi won both pistols, and we're going to take a look at round 16, which again, much like the map before, that second side pistol kind of set the momentum and ended, this time Virtus.Pro's chances to even come back.
Yes, we've got the full rush on to be here. And obviously, when you're that close up, and we saw this yesterday from Edward, actually, he was in the same position, but it was a cult yesterday. Yeah. The players who play around the area, their whole job is getting spray downs all the time, taking 2 or 3 people, knowing to fall back, knowing when to push in, and Edward's one of the better players there. We could see players like Olaf M playing that position. When you can shut people like that down on a pistol, Edward is known as one of the pistol masters, then it's going to be very hard to win on this map because, yeah, it's a T-sided map to a degree, but the CTs get rolling like that, they're already going to be up 3 rounds, All
right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, as we always do between maps. Next map is going to be Mirage. We'll see if Navi can actually tie it up and go 2-2, or if Virtus.Pro is going to take the title. Be back after the break.
Coming on the baseline.
The MLG Arena here in Columbus, Ohio. We're going into Game 4 here at the CEVO Season 7 LAN Finals. Navi did what they had to do. They took Cobble, so we are not done yet. We're going to Mirage. And that's got to be a huge confidence builder, like you said before the break with Mirage. It kind of resets what Virtus.Pro did in those first two maps, mentally to Navi.
I mean, listen, Navi's getting back into this game of search and destroy. All they need to do is, I can't even do it, break off a few 3 pieces. Yeah, you know.
Some collaterals.
Guardian with his scopes. Listen, just stop being such a try-hard with that hard scoping. Get some no-scopes going, 360s, you know. It's something about this atmosphere, Scott. I don't know what it is.
We haven't seen any 2 pieces in a biscuit, and we need more of those too. So let's talk about Mirage. You know, and looking at the tournament so far, only Navi has played Mirage in the tournament, and they played Tempo Storm, but it actually was quite close. It ended up being 16-13. So, again, I don't think you can really necessarily compare Tempo Storm to Virtus.Pro, but, you know, they have had a little action on it this weekend. How do you think it's going to go?
Well,
Because you said, again, you
Yes.
did say they would win this one.
I said Virtus.Pro would lose it, and now
Yeah,
they would. Yes,
exactly.
So I think, in terms of Virtus.Pro side, I think if they were smart, they looked at the demo. I mean, Mirage should have been a map that both teams expected to play. Virtus.Pro definitely had more time to prepare for it than Navi because, as I said, they did play Tempo Storm yesterday on it. They won very narrowly to a team that's, you know, way below their skill, way below their experience. So I think Mirage is going to be interesting. Navi, again, Guardian, world tier opper, very good at holding down the middle site. You know, sometimes they'll play like towards A spawn side. And Virtus.Pro, on the other hand, as we've said, very good at using their smokes, their flashes. Mirage is that map where they kind of revolutionized the mid control on T side. They'd smoke short, smoke window, smoke connector, take up short, and like the timing was so fluid that right when the smoke went away, they were already getting up short. You know, the connector smoke would last just as they were rounding the corner to short to take the B site. So we'll have to see if that's still, that level is still there. As we said, Navi or Virtus.Pro was very, very good very early in CS:GO on Mirage. It might have gotten a little stale. I'm not sure.
That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, obviously, it used to be the map you would never want to meet Virtus.Pro on. And again, you hark back to that major, the first major in Poland, and the crazy work by Snacks and Gang on this map.
Yeah. I mean, they only lost that map once in the tournament. It was their signature map, and even then they lost it in overtime. So this was the map that basically won them their major, because I always say every great team has to have a home map that usually they win nearly all the time, because then every series, you're always one map close to victory there. You're not having to have everyone be a 50-50. It's not quite the same way now, because other teams came along, I mean, such as Fnatic, but it will always be a home of VPs.
All right, there you have it, gentlemen. Here we go. Map 4, still do or die time for Navi, because Virtus.Pro is leading 2-1. Will we go to a Game 5? We're going to find out, and Helium and Launders are going to walk you through it.
Indeed, we are going to find out. Once again, you're looking at Navi to start things off strong here, because as always from this point on, since Cash, it's VP, they get one more map and they're done. So Navi, even though it's a 0-0 scoreline, still a lot to prove and kind of up against the wall here.
Yeah, I think both teams know what to expect from each other here, and obviously Guardian spotting window as, it looks like Taz is trying to sell a fake here with Neo.
Here.
Mid-aggression completely shut down.
Yeah, and Navi peeked that from every available position. 2 in the window, 1 pushing down that cat as well. Neo trying to get things done, does finally find Zeus, but it's a 4-on-2. Neo, can he pull this off? He's in that corner, needs to deal with Guardian, and he will. Takes him down with the headshot. Up in the window, finds Edward as well. Nice 3K so far. Can he add any more to it? He's even it up, and he gets seized as... Woo! There's the 4. Can he find the ace? It's just going to be Flame. We see him coming up middle, working on that flank, going to go up on that catwalk. Bomb about to be planted, but somehow he turned that around. But Flamey, deleting Snacks. He did get the bomb down, however, and so it has to be the ace here for Neo, or just buying a lot of time. There's no kit for Flamey right here. He sees his legs. He's going to let him up to about half HP. He's on the bomb. He will get off, and Neo not going to be baited out as a result of that.
Wow, it looks like Neo just won this round. After getting 4 kills, Flamey is going to have to stick it, finds the ace. Oh, headshots. Bring it home. Are you kidding me? That was 2v5?
I think it was the 2v5, and he just exploded out there in the connector. Gets a little shoulder squeeze there coming in from Cuban, the coach.
He's got the nice one fill up from the pistol god himself, and yeah, that was unreal. And I really thought after Guardian bullied him in that connector that there was going to be no chance for him to escape from that.
Glock best pistol.
Apparently.
Confirmed there.